Cheers, everybody. Ooh, nice. We get rouge lips. Love it. That's how I like it. How I like my guests. Hey, you're not live yet. I'm not going to surprise you in. So you're not live yet. Can you hear me? And I can hear you. Okay, perfect. Now I will magically whisk everybody away to your scene where they will see you and hear you.
And I will magically turn off Facebook so I don't hear you doubling back. How fun! It's like when you call into the radio show.
Yeah, for a while I was forgetting to turn that down when I would watch because I like to see like who's here so I could say hi if they're shy and don't want to say hi in the chat. And then I'd start the show and be like, oh, hang on, let me turn that down.
Really, truly, we have learned so much this year, haven't we?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. There are a lot. I was thinking of today of like all the terms that I didn't know before this year, like loop back and Zoom and all the, just different things I had no idea.
And I don't know about you, but it continues. It continues. I've got a new loop station now, and I feel like I'm learning a new instrument. It's exactly what it is.
Cool. I can ask you then because my friend lent me a loop pedal that I haven't delved into yet because I've never in my life done anything like that. So yeah, I'll definitely hit you up. But everyone says...
Spoiler alert, it's fun and you're going to love it a lot. But yep, there's a learning curve. So luckily, Katy, you're really good at that, sort of having patience with yourself because I know that you've had to do that to set up everything that you have with these streams. I know because I do the same thing. So hi, Mark. How are you? One of our cross fans right there, Mark.
Yep.
Hi, Sue. Nice to see you.
So that's why I was like, everybody knows Jen. I don't need to give too much of an intro. Y'all know her and love her.
Well, we did a dueling show together. That was in December, wasn't it?
Almost. It was like the very last weekend of November.
Is that what yeah, last week in November. That's right. Yeah.
And I only
which feels like, I don't know, 6 years ago now. So I don't know.
The only reason I know is because I put together like a little progression video of the show. So like I got clips and things like that from all the like big milestones and stuff. So.
Because you're a smart girl. That's a good idea. I see that on Twitch a lot too, actually, that's kind of a hallmark of Twitch, that people kind of put their milestones, when did we reach this many followers? When did I get this equipment? Because yeah, like I think I heard you talking about this earlier. One of the things that's happened from being on Twitch is that people donate money to buy pieces of equipment. So we end up upgrading our studios and our streams. It's mutually beneficial. We end up getting new equipment to play with and they get a better stream. So now I feel like that's going another step further with getting this loop pedal. I mean, so part of the reason why I can't play a song for you today is because I'm in the midst of setting up for this Shy Not Shy girls that I keep talking about, that you are one of them, Katy. We just haven't done a show fully with. I came up with the idea not too long ago, so I'm sure that most of your fans will get it. CHI, not SHY. But if you don't get it, that's a Chicago thing, obviously. So we are all Chicago girls. And tomorrow night is going to be myself, Elisa Carlson, and Kayleen Dolan. And I would love to have Katie Marquardt. I want to have Cassandra Kazor. I want to have Rosie Dembra. I want to have Desiree. I want to have Jennifer Canoes. We have a wealth of really awesome female talent in the city of Chicago. I don't know how we got so lucky, but we really do have, who am I forgetting? Help me. Am I? I know I don't mean to put you on the spot either, but I'm like, I feel like I'm missing somebody that's crucial, but maybe I'm not. I feel like those are
I can't think of anybody. Like, I'm trying to think of who all I would play with that Sluggers. It'd be you, Rosie, and Cassandra. I can't think of anybody.
Rachel Brumfield. Rachel Brumfield.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
She's shy.
Yes.
And I said Jennifer Knuth, which I don't see on. She was a Howl girl, and then she was a Felix and Fingers girl. Yep, and that's Elisa and Kayleen. Both were Howl at the Moon also. So Sluggers is like the other dueling piano bar that was the constant here in Chicago for 20 years at least, right?
Yeah.
And you and I both worked for that company, the Chicago Dueling Pianos Company, and did, oh my gosh, I'm sure had a few ridiculous days together. I mean, I famously do not drink any longer. So I will admit that there are definitely some days that I don't necessarily remember, especially at Sluggers. I mean, those day games, it'll be fun to get back to doing that again. I feel like it'll be fun, but it's going to feel like so much because those day games, we would show up, at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, right?
Yeah.
And end up with a packed house for hours on end. It was like nothing else. Sluggers feels like I've never played a room that rivaled Sluggers.
And I love the post games because it's such a mix of a crowd. It's like people of all ages, people of all backgrounds, just a bunch of baseball fans and sometimes you get people from the opposing team and, so you get really like a good, like big swath of different people. They're always so much fun. Oh, I love them.
So that was the best part about games was, whoever the other team was. So any of the like big Midwestern rivalries that we had, where people can actually drive here or fly here very quickly and easily type of thing, more drive for tailgating and stuff. Do you know what I mean? For any of our sports, basically. Yeah. But for that too, I mean, Wrigley is just, it's like nothing else. I grew up on Wrigley Field. I mean, I grew up here. I grew up going to Cubs games. And even though I've been singing for the White Sox since 2007, I still, everybody gets it. It's part of the city. It's part of Chicago.
Yeah.
I love getting to be part of that.
That's what I was trying to tell people. It's like, especially because my dad didn't tell me I was supposed to hate the other team. So I go to both. I know I'm not supposed to, but I like them both.
That's what I say too. We love our city. We represent for our city. So that's the way it has to be. And now it's a little bit more even handed now that at least the Cubs finally won one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've been not that 100-year drought or whatever. Oh gosh.
It was like 108 years or something ridiculous. But yeah.
So, yeah, I was going to say, I don't mind that you're not playing tonight because as much as I love hearing you sing and play, I get to do that all the time because you stream a lot. So it's lovely. So it's nice to just get to chat and hang out with you. But especially because you are going to be leaving us for a little while, right?
Yes, I am. It's funny. I was listening to you talk to Marco a little bit earlier, and when you were talking about your stock response of hanging in there, that was really resonating with me. I am just, but this pinky nail is hanging on right here. It has been a full year, and that year anniversary it's bittersweet, right? I feel like for me, feels really good to get over it, but also it's like, it's very overwhelming. And so, I've had a tough last couple of weeks, but yes, my life previous to pandemic was mostly traveling, though you and I played together at Sluggers a few times, at least the past decade. So the early 2000s, I spent more time working at Sluggers and stuff. And then I would work with you in the later years here where I would just come home and do like a shift or two. Right. Mm-hmm. But so I'm going back to Aruba. I've spent most of the past 12 years working on 3 or 4 different Caribbean islands. Aruba, St. Martin, Barbados, St. Kitts, and the British Virgin Islands are all islands that I've worked. I worked in Virgin Gorda, the British Virgin Islands.
Oh, that's beautiful. Then, I love that place.
Oh my gosh, it is. Kids, if you get a chance to go, I mean, now that we've gotten all this time with pandemic to realize that there are so many amazing places in the world that I'd like to see that I haven't yet. So I'm, making my new bucket list because I've been lucky enough to have jobs that took me to several different islands and several different countries in Europe. So I'll be in Aruba for the whole month of April, which I've been there for probably 6 or 7 years, I think, in April. And then going back in November, I will have missed one November 2020 since 2008. So wow. I know. So it was really odd for me to not leave the country last year because I've spent the last decade being gone anywhere from 7 to 9 months a year. I would work in Caribbean or Europe and I would string together 2 or 3 months at a time. There was one winter, Katy, where I literally left on December 31st and I did not come back to Chicago until July 1st.
Whoa.
Just one time. That was a little too much, by the way. I don't recommend it. It was a little bit too long. About 3 months ended up being my sweet spot for contracts. I'd do 3 months in a row, bang, 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 bang. And then I'd come home and work, a couple of nights a week, just fill it in a little bit. But yeah, Aruba's been being very safe. And in fact, all the Caribbean islands have been being very safe. It's sort of a natural border, of course. I mean, not that we don't all have borders, but America too enjoys a natural border, at least on the east and west coast. But so these islands are, of course, a full border for themselves. And so it's very easy for them to regulate. And they have been very strict about isolating and contact tracing right away.
Oh, good.
So they've kept their caseloads very low.
Nice.
And it's also 90 degrees every day in Aruba, every single day, because Aruba is pretty close to the equator. So it's definitely the farthest south I've worked or been, I believe, in the world. Yeah, but it's a lovely place to be. And there is some tourism. Of course, it's a little lower, but there are definitely people traveling, mostly Americans. Europeans are actually not allowed to travel yet. So there won't be any Europeans on a lot of these islands, which are actually European to begin with. Now, Aruba is sovereign, but it was Dutch and has been part of the Dutch kingdom. It's now like a territory, I believe. I think they're on their own. They are on their own, but they still like have a military base for the Netherlands there.
Okay.
That people come to train on, things like that. So I love that mix of culture. That's part of the thing that I've loved so much and missed. Luckily I live here in the city of Chicago, so there's culture everywhere, but couldn't go. We couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't get it. I can't, even just walking on the street downtown and listening to different languages or smelling different foods. I haven't had those experiences this year. That's been tough. And, just the micro things like you were talking about too, how hard it is at the very beginning to just talk to an empty room. And, we created applause for ourselves. I mean, that's partly for the show, but that's partly for us.
Oh, yeah.
Really, truly.
Well, that's what I was saying. They changed the software I use to now, like when people like and send the hearts and stuff, now I can see it. And it's like, oh, that makes it, it makes such a difference to know, like, oh, you're out there, you see it. Yay. You love it. You like it. Yay.
You like me. You really like me. But it does. It really, I couldn't have predicted how much that does make a difference. I don't know that I would have said that pre-pandemic. I don't know that I would have said that makes such a big difference. I'd only been on television like twice, for instance. Do you know what I mean? On a soundstage where where there's no audience. Yeah. Where that's that same kind of idea here where we stream from a room. Katy and I do the same thing. We stream from our room and everything is created. Everything. So it's hard to be the only person doing all the things. And even when you are getting feedback, it's not that it's hollow, viewers. It's not that it's hollow from your end. It's just we are so used to taking in all of the micro movements that you give us, the glint of your eye, a wink, a nod. Like exactly. Even just looking at your friend with eyes raised, we don't get any of those. Now I realize that that's everybody, but I think people can understand how heavily we have relied on that in our job. So we went from, 100 miles an hour of shows to 0. And I think we talked about it in the girl group. There was, I felt like I was in withdrawal. I basically likened it to that.
Yeah. I mean, I think too, like for me, it's an exchange of energy, like you said, you can read and you're like, oh, good. So it's just an exchange of energy. And as much as I do like live streaming and I'll continue to do it even after we get back.
I found a joy and a love in it and that I don't want to get rid of.
But I love people singing along and, there's just that feels great. And I'll definitely be doing both going forward once we can get back to playing out with people and stuff. So
I feel the same way. I totally feel the same way. And I'll tell you, Katy, so I'm going to leave on April 1st and go to Aruba for the month. And then I'm going to go to St. Martin for the next month. And those will be 6 nights a week. But we're down to 3 hours instead of 5, which again, is a little bit more industry talk that is for you and I that other people don't, care about as much, but it's better for our voices. Oh, yeah. And so I'm excited about having what seems to be a little bit more of a normal schedule, but I'm going to try to keep doing some streaming too. I want to do, a Sunday afternoon Twitch, and I want to do, a couple of things, just a couple little things.
So as of right now, up until April 1st, we can see you on Facebook on Wednesdays. And what's your Twitch schedule? I know you said Fridays.
It's been Fridays and Sundays.
Fridays and Sundays. Okay.
It's been Fridays and Sundays because we've seen each other a couple times on Fridays.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then I do Sunday afternoon. Although tomorrow afternoon is probably not going to happen because what is happening is the big Shy Not Shy Girls show. So me and Elisa and Kayleen are doing our show. It's actually going to be on Kayleen Dolan Music, Dolan. I'd have to spell it out. I could maybe spell it in your chat if you want when we're done.
Please do. Yeah,
I'm not trying to do
absolutely.
both,
Put the link in.
It'll be on Kayleen's Facebook, and then we're doing a separate stream. We're not restreaming. We're doing a separate stream to Twitch for Elisa's Twitch. So I am actually just the straight man in this comedy tomorrow night. I'm just going to show up and hang out, but I've got my drum kit over there. So we're doing a three-way show.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. So definitely when we finish, drop the links in for everybody so we know, all that fun stuff. So we know where to find you.
Yay.
But let me put up your title one last time.
Thank you. My title.
There you go.
So pretty.
So it's
true what Marco said. Katy does a lot of amazing production work, as you all know. You guys are all spoiled on how great the production is on Katy's show. And then the rest of us are pulling all kinds of things here in the background.
Oh, we all get that. I'm always willing to help too. If you need anything, if I can offer any of my little bit of knowledge that I've learned, I'll definitely happy to share. So, but very cool. Well, I don't know that I'll see you before you leave. So if not, safe travels. I'll try and pop in tomorrow. And I'll definitely pop in on your streams before you go, and hopefully get to see you even while you're gone. So,
stay, bro.
All right, I love you, and I'll see you next time.
Love ya. Bye.
Bye. And thanks again for coming by, Jen. You're the best. I love that I've gotten to get to know you over the last year, because honestly, with your travel schedule, I didn't really know you until now. So that is one of the, as I like to say, one of the positives and the negative.